What's up everyone, I'm CallumOnToast, and in today's video I'm going to be using Sierra's backline in GBL. So I'm running Shadow Alakazam, Shadow Shiftry and Shadow Houndoom. The team composition isn't that great, but this is just for fun. And yeah, so it was a bit of a challenge. I did the full day's worth of battles using this team, so 5 sets, and I've just handpicked 10 battles from those 5 sets that I thought were the best battles, at least from my point of view, because I won them. I went 2 and 3 twice, and then 3 and 2 3 times. So not the best and not the worst, but still considerably better than the previous video I did with the glass cannon team. And actually this team is not really much bulkier. I think Shadow Shiftry is ever so slightly more bulky than Shadow Magnezone, and then Shadow Houndoom is also slightly bulkier than Shadow Banette, but there's not really a lot in it. And yeah, with that being said, let's just go into the battles now. Alright, so into the first battle we lead into Defense Deoxys. So this is okay if we can land the Shadow Ball, but if we can't, then it's not really that great. And our 2 Pokemon in the back, obviously Dark types are good against Psychic types, but not against Defense Deoxys because it's got counter, and well, they're both Shadow Pokemon, so they're not going to do too well against any counter users. So we shield the second Rock Slide, and they actually switch out into Stunfisk, so we're going to switch into Shiftry. We've saved up a lot of energy in the back there. They go for a Mud Bomb. We're going to overfarm a little bit, and they actually get a second Mud Bomb off, which is actually fine. And then we're going to throw the Leaf Blade. This doesn't KO, which means we can get an extra Snarl, and that's really good. They bring in Skarmory, so we're going to go for Foul Play. Does nearly half, and then we come in with Shadow Houndoom. We get to the crunch, but they actually swap into Defense Deoxys, and they shield anyway, so it was a good catch, but a bit unnecessary. They take us out, so we're going to come in with Alakazam. We have a lot of energy. We'll go for the Fire Punch. It doesn't KO, which means we can get one more counter, and then we're going to hit the Shadow Ball. Fire Punch probably would have KO'd at this range, but we wanted to ensure the victory, so we went for the Shadow Ball, and that's a GG's there. Into the next game, we lead Alakazam into Swampert, Shadow Swampert. So we're doing a lot of damage with our counters. They don't throw straight away, so this is really good for us. We got the shield, and now we're happy to let the Alakazam go down. We're going to bring in Shiftry. We know that they overfarmed a little bit against the Alakazam, so we weren't sure if that was going to be a Sludge Wave or not, so we shielded. We switch into Houndoom. They're staying in with Skarmory, so I think that whatever they have in the back is weak to Houndoom, and it's a Registeel, so this is the FP6 Swampert Double Steel team. We land the Flamethrower and it nearly KOs. We're going to go for the crunch to possibly get the shield, and we do get the shield, but then we can still farm it down, so that's really good. And then we can go for the Flamethrower here, and we're able to KO the Skarmory. So Houndoom was amazing against the backline there. Into the next game, we lead Alakazam into Sirfetch'd. So this is an okay lead for us. They switch into Umbreon, a little bit of lag there, and we're going to go for the Fire Punch. We have 2 Dark types in the back, but they are not very bulky, so... And Last Resort does over 50% to Shiftry, so we're going to have to shield the next charge move. We can at least Snarl farm them down now. We're going to throw the Leaf Blade straight away, expecting the Sirfetch'd to come back in, which it does. And we're not able to get to a second Leaf Blade. We're going to have to bring in Alakazam, and we're going to shield this. and we didn't keep track of their energy, so we're going to go down here. They insta-switch into Shadow Hypno, so actually we might still have play here. And then they didn't shield, so we're just barely able to snarl them down and take that game. And that was such a fail of a screenshot. Completely missed the what I wanted, and I just screenshotted a black screen. Into the next game, we lead into Shadow Victreebel, so this is not what we want to see. But we've built up quite a lot of energy already. And we're actually able to get to a third Leaf Blade here. And we force a shield, so that's really good. We're going to come back in with Alakazam. And we're going to have to shield this. We're going to switch instantly into Houndoom. And they have another Shadow Hypno. So Shadow Houndoom is just getting really nice alignment against these teams here. We are going to shield this. And then a couple more snarls and we're able to get to a crunch here, and this will take out the Shadow Victreebel, and we're able to take that game. So into the next game, we lead Alakazam into Stunfisk, so this is a good lead. And they switch into Azumarill, so we switch into Shiftry straight away. They let the Leaf Blade go through, and they're over farming quite a bit, so we're just going to throw the next Leaf Blade. Excuse me. And then we're actually going to be able to get to the third Leaf Blade before they get to an Ice Beam, or I think it was a CMP tie, which it was. And they bring the Stunfisk back in. So we're going to go for Fire Punch. It doesn't KO. And they get to a charge move. And it's actually an Earthquake, so it does KO us. And we're going to come in with Houndoom now and just farm it down with Snarl. They come in with Azumarill. We're going to farm a little bit of extra energy and then throw the Crunch. And now they have a Meganium in the back, so this Flamethrower is going to one-shot Meganium. And that's another GG's. Shadow Houndoom was a pretty good closer for me, as you can see in these battles. Alright, so we led into a Machamp and they switched into Stunfisk, so we're actually going to stay in for a bit because this is our best Stunfisk counter. And now we're going to switch into Shadow Shiftry. We're going to overfarm to 2 Leaf Blades and then throw. And we hit the back-to-back. And they come back in with Machamp. We're going to come in with Alakazam, switch into Houndoom, and again, another Shadow Hypno. We're not going to shield this. It's a Fire Punch, so that's really good for us. This Crunch will take out the Hypno. And then we're actually able to get to a Flamethrower. And it takes out the Shadow Machamp there. So again, Houndoom just shining in the back. That was a super close game, but we were just about able to take it. A lot of the games Houndoom held on for dear life and with like 1 or 2 HP. We lead into Altaria, so Altaria comfortably beats my whole team. So there's really nothing we can do. We just switch into Houndoom because, I don't know. And then they bring in Hypno. So I'm sure there'll be comments saying paid actors or something like that. But yeah. So they switch into Hypno, and we're actually going to let this go down because Shiftry can get to charge moves a little bit faster. And we're going to shield this. It's a Shadow Ball, And we're at 100 energy at the moment, I think. So we throw the Leaf Blade. We're going to throw another Leaf Blade. And then we'll switch. Oh no, we're going to throw another Leaf Blade. And now we're going to switch into Alakazam. The Altaria already has a Sky Attack. But hopefully we can get to the Shadow Ball, which we do. And then one counter is going to take out the Surfetched, and we're able to take that game. So terrible lead, but a misplay on my opponent's end basically handed me the win. And now we're up against Sierra's worst nightmare in Crustle. We stay in initially, but the Alakazam is at really low health now, so we switch into Shiftry, and we're aware that the X-Scissors are like 4 times super effective, but we don't really have any other options. Smackdown's going to completely destroy Houndoom, so we have to double shield here, and we overfarm just a little bit before we throw the next Leaf Blade. And they have a Shadow Victreebel, so we come in with Houndoom. This Crunch will take out the Victreebel, and they have a Torterra. We lagged a bit there, so we switched out, and we're able to get to the Flamethrower with 1 HP remaining and take that game. Shadow Houndoom just came in clutch in a lot of these battles. So we lead Alakazam into Abomasnow, so this is a good lead for us. But they are going to outpace us to the charge moves. So we shield there. We just go for the Shadow Ball, hoping to get a shield, but they let it go through, so we take it out. Now they switch into Azumarill, so we're going to bring in Shiftry. We get a shield here. We go through another Leaf Blade. They get a bubble through there, so that's not great for us. But we're still able to get to another Leaf Blade, and this was probably a CMP tie. Yeah, it was. So that's good for us. We're going to come in with Alakazam, I believe. No, we just come in with Houndoom, and then we switch into Alakazam, so we can get an energy advantage with the Houndoom. And now Crunch is going to be enough to take out the Abomasnow. And then we can commit to just snarling it down, and we're able to take that game. Into the next game, we lead Alakazam into Skarmory, Shadow Skarmory at that. So it is doing a lot of damage with Air Slash. We get to the Fire Punch, and they shield. So we're actually just happy to let Alakazam go down. I don't think we'll get to another Fire Punch. So we come in with Shadow Houndoom. They bring in Azumarill, so we come in with Shiftry. We go for the Leaf Blade, they let it go through. We're going to go for another Leaf Blade. And they actually shield that. There was no shield animation, but they definitely shielded. And then we're going to build up a lot more energy. Go for another Leaf Blade. The Skarmory comes back in, so we're going to go for Foul Play. And we take out the Skarmory, and then they have a Swampert in the back. So Shiftry just went to town in this final game and completely destroyed the whole team. And yeah, that's going to be the final match with this team. So let me know in the comments what you think of today's video. If you like the sort of Team Rocket challenge aspect and bringing it into GBL. I'd like to make sort of versions of this video with Cliff and Arlo, but I don't have a Shadow Salamence or a Shadow Torterra. So maybe I can use one of the Pokemon in the middle, possibly, I'm not sure. but I won't be able to do the full backlines for either of those teams. But yeah, let me know if you want to see Cliff and Arlo's versions of this video in the comments, and with that being said, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.